Hello, bro. This time, we're going to tell the story of a film. But before we begin, it would be great if you could click the subscribe button first. Your support will motivate me to create the next film story. Thank you. Let's start the story. Beginning. The setting is at Bayway Prefecture Station. People now seem to be in a hurry to board the only train that will be operating. Due to the chaotic political situation in China, many people want to seek refuge in places far from here. The passengers of this train are varied, ranging from military personnel, the lower class, to even nobility. Suddenly, another train stops right beside their carriage. However, when opened, the train carriage is filled with corpses whose cause of death cannot be determined. There have been reports of rats running rampant in the city due to the political chaos, starting with piles of garbage everywhere. Unfortunately, on the roof of the train carriage, the passengers do not realize that there are a significant number of rats residing there. A man, the father of Lingling, who is traveling with his two children, Ting and Yusing, tries to walk through the corridor to satisfy his curiosity about what happened on the previous train. Unfortunately, he finds his daughter Lingling, who had run away from home and is now alone with a military officer. Lingling, in her anger, does not recognize her father. This causes the father to be taken by the military for causing a disturbance. Lingling was secretly dating a military general. The father is detained in a room, leaving Ting unaware of her father's whereabouts. In the detention room, a military officer is quickly devoured by dozens of extremely hungry rats. These rats attack like zombies, causing Lingling's father to panic as he is trapped with handcuffs on. A nobleman, disturbed by the rats on the roof, tries to drive them away, but a blow that pierces the roof causes dozens of rats to drop down and attack the people below. The military personnel, seemingly aware of what is happening, quickly leave, accompanied by Lingling. Although Lingling is worried about her father, she is unable to do anything because of the overwhelming number of rats. The situation becomes chaotic due to the panic caused by these zombie rats. Lingling's father manages to escape after two military personnel in his room fall, leaving the handcuff key. He tries to navigate through numerous obstacles, although he must pass through a corridor filled with corpses devoured by the rats. The situation becomes increasingly tense as Lingling's father sees the rats ready to hunt him. In the front carriage, everyone unaware of what is happening becomes worried when they see the military personnel running with panicked expressions. Lingling's father, who tries to inform them of the situation, is ignored. They think the rats are just rats that can be driven away if encountered. Yusing, Lingling's second child, is saved by a passenger named Xiaodu from the chaotic military personnel. Lingling sees her sibling but is pulled away by her boyfriend. Everyone laughs at Lingling's father for panicking about the rats, not realizing these are different rats. Lingling's father decides to leave with his family. A few seconds later, what he spoke about is proven true. Those who did not believe him earlier panic as the rats arrive in overwhelming numbers, ready to attack. Amid the unstoppable panic, Lingling's boyfriend's father, who is a military commander, locks several corridors intending to abandon the other passengers, thinking the situation is beyond control. Although Xiaotang does not want this to happen, he cannot stop it due to his father's orders. Xiaodu, a rebel who has saved Lingling's family several times, guides them to the roof to avoid the zombie rats' attack. The train engineer starts to notice the thousands of rats among them. Xiaotang detaches other carriages after the separation, leaving the passengers crying over their lost family members. Lingling feels relieved seeing her father, sibling, and younger sibling still safe. The tension continues despite the separation of the carriage filled with rats. One of the robbers, bitten by a rat, loses consciousness. The rat bite causes an infectious disease called Yersinia infection. Lingling suggests immediate quarantine for those bitten. Yusing, who has also been bitten, makes Lingling's father, who wants everyone to remain calm, reveal that he is from the Health Bureau and is working on a cure for the virus at Shaobi Hospital. However, Xiaotang's father, aware of the significant fact that the government has fallen to the rats carrying the virus, will not let them leave. His troops in the city have been devoured by the rats, leading him to believe the train must keep moving until they reach a certain point. Xiaotang's father instructs silence. Those unbitten will occupy the front carriage, while those who feel bitten will stay behind. Lingling, who cares, insists on staying in the infected carriage to help, despite her father's urging to leave. Lingling refuses, wanting to care for her sibling, Yusing. It is revealed why Lingling resents her father. When her younger sibling was born, their father was absent, causing their mother to suffer. Lingling decides to care for her sibling while her father and older sibling are directed to a safe corridor. Sometime later, the train comes to a complete stop. The rebels begin to restrain Sayatang's father, who holds power, making other military personnel unable to assist him. The train stop has another purpose. Lingling's father plans to retrieve medicine from a hospital. He will not be alone as several brave people are ready to help. The train engineer gives only 2 hours, after which the train will move regardless of their return. The quest for medicine begins. Lingling's father is accompanied by his first child, Ting, who insists on joining. They pass through a village in ruins with a tense atmosphere, especially with some houses containing people who ended their own lives. Corpses lie everywhere, victims of the zombie rats. Their journey halts in front of the hospital, where thousands of rats await to attack. A surprising fact emerges: the rats fear sunlight. In the train area, everyone panics when a surviving resident reports everyone has died. The weather worsens as the sun disappears completely. A survivor on the train spreads panic, announcing the rats will attack at night. Lingling's father's group faces increasing panic as 2 members fall. They manage to reach the chaotic hospital. A building guard eagerly helps them find the medicine because his wife and child are infected. However, the journey is not easy as they must pass through a rat-infested area in the medicine warehouse. On the train, chaos ensues as passengers demand the engineer leave Lingling's father's group. An elderly woman, tormented by her sibling's death, opens the carriage for the rats to enter, leaving only the infected humans in Lingling's carriage. In the medicine warehouse, the group proceeds cautiously due to the filthy surroundings and rat presence. After a fear-inducing time, Lingling's father finds the needed medicine. The guard intends to sell the medicine for profit. In the guard's room, they decide not to chase after seeing the guard's loss of his wife and child. Amid the rat pursuit, they escape in a car, with the rats deterred by sunlight. Back at the train, Xiaodu and the group are horrified by the deaths outside, but relieved Lingling's infected carriage remains safe. Despite obtaining the medicine, Xiaodu is left behind fighting Sayatang's father, who plans to take the medicine. After securing the medicine, Lingling's father and she begin administering it to the infected, proving effective as fevers quickly subside. Before they can fully relax, Lingling's father must disembark to clear an obstructing carriage, assisted only by Ting due to others' fear. In frustration, Lingling lashes out at the ungrateful passengers. Moved by his story, they collectively decide to help. Meanwhile, a rebel sacrifices himself to delay the rats and save the group. Amidst the approaching rats, Lingling's father must operate the track lever, saying goodbye to his children and confessing his failures as a father. Thanks to the sacrifices of the caring individuals, including Lingling's father, the train passengers recover from the infection and survive the zombie rat attack. They continue their journey safely, despite mourning lost loved ones. The film concludes with the front carriage passengers looking out with mixed relief and sorrow, while Lingling, Ting and Yusing embrace, finding strength for an uncertain future but with newfound hope. The film ends with a message that despite chaos and danger, courage, sacrifice, and caring for one another bring hope and safety. Goodbye, bro.